Hello and welcome to another video. I'm Northern Soul Reaper and today I'm going to be reviewing Chapter 5 of Guardian of the Witch. Now this review is a little bit late. I was away last week and just didn't have a chance to record it. So I will be recording straight after this the review for Chapter 6 as well. So expect to see these videos kind of going up onto YouTube at around about the same time. Before we get started, if you like this kind of content, please consider leaving a like or a comment or subscribing to the channel. That's the best way to get the videos as and when they come out. Before we dive into the review, as always, this will be a spoiler-filled review, so if you want to go away and read the chapter first, then come back and then you can watch this video along and see and find out my thoughts on the chapter. So chapter 5 of Guardian of the Witch is called Maiden. This one begins with Gen facing off against Fafner, and once again he's using his witch's magic to create these big steel gauntlets, and Fafner and Manasva both kind of clock on that Gen is using his witch's magic to augment his weapons and his fighting ability. So then Gen launches himself at Fafner using that steel magic to kind of propel himself across the ground, and Fafner manages to block the attack again just in time. And Gen kind of acknowledges Fafner's ability here. He says that the rumours about him were true, that stance and those reflexes really are excellent. However, he is now fighting against a guardian and his witch. It's not just some evils out on the fringes of the Federation of City-States. This is going to be a tougher fight, and Gen is basically determined to defeat Fafner. So Gen launches another attack. He launches himself into the air, and it appears to be another attack with the gauntlets, but he kind of feints and uses an attack called Judgment Lance, which we've seen kind of something similar in the previous chapters, where the metal kind of comes out from his chest to attack Fafner, which this time it looks like Fafner takes some of the hit. Gen then says, you did well to take that to the face and still be standing. And he wants to know something as well. He asks Fafner, he's just said witches are just weapons to be used. Weapons are disposable. Why don't you just ditch your witch when you ran? Why did you run away and take your witch with you? He kind of goes on to say that, witches are just weapons. Swords get blunt and rust after a while. Strong fighters don't keep fighting with these strong weapons. They dispose of them and they pick up a new weapon, a stronger weapon. What's the point in using a weapon that's no longer useful? And he asks that question, but then he's kind of like, I don't want to know your reasoning for running away. I don't really care what you think. To which Fafner's like, well, why did you ask? Why do you ask the question if you don't care? It seems like Gen kind of likes to speak his mind, but he doesn't really care much for what other people think. And then Manasva appeals to Ruli the Witch. He says, does it not upset you to hear yourself being talked about like a tool? Is this not upsetting to you? And Ruli's like, I've kind of accepted my fate. And she says that she wants to see this battle to its end, even if it means being discarded at the end of it. She wants to make the world safer, and if it means being used as a tool, then so be it. And then she offers a show of her resolve. She encases herself in a giant iron maiden, but in this case it's a steel maiden, so that's where the chapter name comes from. Basically these two halves of this maiden come up and enclose her, and Gen says that this is a way for her to punish herself, but it also focuses her magical energy. And what we get is, as a result of really punishing herself in the steel maiden, is Gen gets this huge giant blade, which is meant to, in his words, to punish the guilty. So Gen comes down with this huge swing, and Fafner luckily manages to block the attack. By the looks of it, the dust is kind of settling. Ruli comes out with the maiden and she says, you're not allowed to kill the witch, I told you not to. And he says, don't worry about it, her guardian probably defended her. And as the dust settles, we do see that Fafner managed to block the attack. However, he wasn't able to block the entire attack, and Nata was actually hit. She went to get in the way of the blast and Manasva, and unfortunately was hit in the attack, and she looks to be, at least in the panels shown, she looks to be quite mortally wounded by the looks of it. So Fafner is kind of taken back. He has been wounded in this fight, and Gen walks over and he says, this is what happens when you disrupt the order of things. And they basically say, guardian and servant, if you don't resist, we'll kill you quickly. And Fafner kind of has an internal thought process here, and he's like, this isn't like any other fight I've had before. They're stronger than humans and they're smarter than evils. This is going to be a fight that, like, the witch I've never seen before. But also at the same time, Manasfa is pissed. Her handmaid Nata has been gravely injured and again is basically taunting her. He says that if you'd have just gone along with the order of things and died like you were supposed to, none of this would have happened. So Manasfa really reacts to this and she says, you've got to be kidding, you know, I know more than anyone that I'm just a tool. I know I'm supposed to be used as a tool, but if you're going to insult my friend and my knight, who put their lives on the line for me even though they knew what they were getting into, even knowing what I am, I'll show you my resolve. And on the last page we get a really cool moment. So Ruli kind of realises that she's trying to overload her suppression collar, Manasfa's collar, and Manasfa is basically saying, call my friends pathetic one more time, and she just explodes with rage and these flames engulf her neck and the collar just completely explodes. She says, call them pathetic one more time and I swear I'll make you pay. And it's such a cool panel, like a last frame for the chapter. I really like this. We finally getting to see a bit of a display of Manasfa's power, and it was awesome to see on that last panel. And that's it for chapter 5. I enjoyed this chapter again. There was a lot of exposition in the middle of the fighting, which kind of offset the action sequences. Don't think there was too much exposition, but I don't know whether the series is struggling pacing wise, but this chapter felt a little bit kind of in the middle of a fight, a little bit word heavy, but I still think we found out a lot of interesting things. Like we saw Ruli use the Steel Maiden, which was really cool, and we saw Manasfa overloading the collar, which I really liked that sequence. That last panel was awesome. Overall, I enjoyed chapter 5. I'm interested to see where the rest of the series goes over the next few chapters. Still enjoying it. It's got a lot of really great, like it can prove that it can do the kind of lighter, quieter moments like we had in the town, and it's handling the action really well, and I'm really enjoying the action sequences. There's nothing blown me away yet with the abilities of the witches and the guardians, but overall I'm kind of satisfied with the action that we are getting, but I'm hoping that we see some really cool abilities later on. I did really like the Steel Maiden with the giant Sword of Judgment. Thought that was a really cool sequence from the last chapter, from this chapter, and the last panel as well, with Manasfa just completely exploding with rage and that collar exploding in flames. Really like that last panel. But overall, enjoyed the chapter, and I'm looking forward to seeing where the series continues on from this point. That's it for chapter 5 review. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments. What did you think of the fight scenes, and you know, is it too much dialogue for you? I know you can't really have too much dialogue at times, but it just felt a little off pace, if I'm being honest. But let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. As I said at the beginning, it's the best way to get the videos as and when they come out, and it's a great way to support the channel as well. Let me know that you like what I'm doing. Thank you very much for watching. Look out for my chapter 6 review, should be on at about the same time as this video. And until next time, I've been Northern Soul Reaper. Goodbye.